to Frankfurt. Today we are in Germany and we're gonna take a train to Berlin from Frankfurt and check out the Berlin Wall, or what's left of it. German trains are very punctual. They are known to be one of the few trains that actually depart on time and arrive on time. A trip from Frankfurt Airport to Berlin Central Station is about 5 hours, and it's about $100 for the ticket. You can also get, for additional, I believe, $5 or $9, you can get a seat assignment. Otherwise, you just have to look and search for seats that are open when you get on the train. And the seats that are reserved and booked by somebody are actually marked on the side. The train has a restaurant where you can get a meal, and a little coffee bar where you can get maybe coffee or beer, whatever you like, on the train ride. Welcome to Berlin. I am inside the train station. It's quite hectic. I'm going to give you a little preview of what you see if you arrive to Berlin by train. Made it to my hotel room and was able to get a little bit of rest. So now I'm ready to explore Berlin. I got this free map in German, unfortunately, at the lobby, and I'm gonna explore the areas that are of interest to me that pertain to Berlin Wall. So it actually is marked on the map, and you can see that red line indicates the Berlin Wall that separated East and West Berlin. So the areas that I'll be checking out that are of interest to me is this one, Checkpoint Charlie. I also would like to visit the Berlin Wall Memorial, which is located here, and the subway station, Nordbahnhof, which actually was an escape route for many that tried to leave East Berlin and come to West Berlin. And some other areas like the Brandenburg Gate. It's another place of interest for me. All right, so let the journey begin. I'll be traveling using subway and public transportation, which is pretty convenient here in Berlin. I don't need to take a cab because the points of interest are located next to the subway stations and the train stations. Berlin has multiple ways of getting around, and your ticket to subway will also cover your ticket. It's the same ticket that you can use for the trains and buses and trams. After World War II ended in 1945 with Germany surrendering, the Allied forces divided the territory of Germany into 4 parts. It was United States, Soviet Union, Great Britain, and France. In 1958, however, The Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev actually demanded that the United States, Great Britain, and France pull their forces out of the West Berlin within 6 months. This actually led to a crisis that lasted 3 years, and as a result of this crisis, the Berlin Wall began construction in 1961. The war separated East and West Berlin. People from East Berlin were prohibited from entering the West. Checkpoint Charlie was the best-known Berlin Wall crossing point between East Berlin and West Berlin during the Cold War. It was named by the Western Allies. American and Soviet tanks briefly faced each other at this location during the Berlin crisis of 1961. This Berlin Wall Memorial that I'm also visiting today is located a few subway stops away from Checkpoint Charlie. And it commemorates the division of Berlin by the Berlin Wall and also those who died trying to cross. This war memorial also has some of the remains of the wall throughout, and it was created in 1998. Berlin was not only divided by the wall on the ground, it was also divided underground. The subway had to be reconstructed and cut off at certain areas to mimic the Berlin Wall. Some subway stations became ghost stations. They were blocked and people could not cross over from one side to another. Yet somehow some people managed, even guards. One of the stories highlighted here inside the subway station is the story of Boda Z, who was a corporal and a squad leader of the border troops in East Germany. In 1962, on December 27th, he started his shift around 3 a.m. and after 15 minutes, nobody was able to find him. He actually followed the platform in the direction of West Berlin, jumped into the tracks, and ran about 250 meters through the subway tunnel to West Germany. The repressive policies that came with the Berlin Wall came to an end in 1989. The fall of the Berlin Wall paved the way for German reunification, which formally took place on October 3rd, 1990, and the official demolition of the wall started in June of 1990. Pieces of Berlin Wall can be found everywhere around the world, and And if you're in Berlin, you can always buy a souvenir, which is a little piece of Berlin Wall and graffiti. And actually, if you remember, we did a video a while back on a piece of Berlin Wall that found its way to Las Vegas, Nevada. Please check out that video when you have a chance. I hope you enjoyed this trip to Berlin with me and learned something new. I'm on my way back. I will see you somewhere else, some other time. Cheers from Beers and Frontiers.